What is up, you guys? It's Twinlesstwin, and we're back with some more Artist Talent Phoenix. I want to make sure you guys are prepared and ready for your next RC, or maybe it's just the next Pioneer tournament. There is the MTGO Showcase coming up this weekend, and I think this is a great choice to play. So this list is a bit experimental, but I'm going to be kind of trying to test out some new cards and see how they feel. And kind of get an idea of if they're the right direction to be taking this deck. So right off the bat, what has changed since the US RC? Well, Demons has really risen to the top. I think it might be even the most represented deck. After seeing its dominant performance in Japan, a lot of people are going to pick it up. It's a deck that I think kind of calls people's names as that Thoughtseize mid-range deck. People love playing those types of decks, so really expect a lot of Demons, and I want to be prepared. So what did I prepare with? I have 2 Beacon Bolts on the sideboard, 2 Crackling Drakes, just some really good ways to both answer their threats and also have some good threats of my own. I also added a very subtle change of a 2nd into the Flood Maw instead of the 4th Fiery Impulse. Testing this out, the bounce spell is very good against specifically Demons, where the removal is just less efficient. I added a Demi-Lich to my deck. I am not at all sold on this necessarily, but I do think with Artist Talent, you have such a consistent discard engine and such a consistent, engine to cantrip through your deck that having an extra Phoenix of sorts might actually be something that's pretty, viable and strong. And then, Demi-Lich also does work nicely with Profs, because the Demi-Lich will come back before combat and can get all those counters, so it can be really big, really fast. With that, I think let's just get into it. I will, let's get us into a league, and we'll just get going here. So I'll take a second while we're looking for an opponent to plug the Patreon. Definitely check out the Merc Guides Patreon. We've got this Pioneer Phoenix channel here where we're talking about Phoenix and how to evolve the deck as you get ready for your next tournament and prepare for this new Pioneer meta. So definitely check that out. Also, obviously, tons of great Murktide content, so hope to see you there. But yeah, excited to play this through a league. I've done a little bit of tweaking, a lot of trial and error. Had a couple leagues that I tried a lot of crazy things. They didn't go so well. And this is a list that I think is going to be pretty smooth and I'm excited to bring. What are some of the key things that I've learned so far? Well, I think one of the most important things is just making sure that your engine is there. So you really want to prioritize hands that are using their mana every turn, and the more you add cards like Crackling Drake and other really expensive spells, the less often you can be doing that. So I think that's a huge lesson, and has kind of informed me to like really try to keep my deck as low to the ground as possible, I guess. Okay, let's pass here. There's a chance they could ninjutsu us. I assume that's what this deck is, so if they do, we might want to Lightning Axe, but otherwise I would really like to, cantrip for that next land. I'm going to opt because any land we're topping, so... Alright, we need to bottom this, I think, unfortunately. When you have, a lot of cards that you would very likely put on the top of your deck, I think it's important to opt instead of consider. It's a very minor thing, so I guess I shouldn't say very important, but I do think it's a valuable heuristic to have, where if you think about it, you want your considers to be more likely to bin a card. So if you're topping a lot of cards, then opt is often better than consider. I guess conversely, like if we're binning anything that's not a land, consider might have been the better play there. Now that I say that out loud. Okay, so they flashed in this Flood Pitch Drowner. Okay, so they don't have a land drop. I was afraid of Kaito, but if they don't have a land drop, we can feel kind of safe in this play. If they did play a land, I might have just shot... Oh, they did have a land drop. So I guess does that tell us they don't have Kaito? Oh, they have a different Kaito. One that's equally as scary, for sure. See if we can consider into a Spell Pierce. Ooh. I think we do want this Steam Vents. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that artist talent draw. Do we just want to axe this Miscreant? No, I guess we don't want to because they could just Mutavault. And like, so yeah, I don't really see any value in axing the Miscreant. And this is where axes, I guess Unsummon wouldn't be very good either. Ooh, they haven't. Oh, Petty Theft. Okay. It's a nice tempo play by them. Oh, and a Ninjutsu Moon Circuit Hacker. I'll discard the second axe. I don't really like discarding the cruises because I feel like once you get artist talent going, you can just cruise so consistently. You really would rather not be discarding them, right? Like, okay, so this turn we replay the talent, pass, pick lock, and then next turn we have like a pretty decent chance to just like double cruise. This Kaito has been really very, very strong. Let's draw on them now. 3 cards. I guess to be fair, our cruise makes up for that. I'll take the sleight of hand. I don't... Oh, they have Petty Theft. Okay. I was going to say, I don't really know what they have here. So we'll get back a bird. They do have double borrower here. Discard this land. So I'm looking at maybe up to 7 damage. I don't really think attacking Kaito is really an option here. I do think I need to try to hold back this bird to block in combat. If I'd gotten another bird, then I could have done that. But attacking Kaito down to 3 isn't actually even really getting me very much because I'm just going to end up What's this emblem say? You're gonna kill me. Oh gosh. Okay. So we get hit by... They make an emblem that boosts the Mutavaults and the Kaito itself. So already getting value, and then make a ninja token. Okay, we need to have a big turn. We do have the artist talent and a cruise. So definitely a chance to have a big turn, but yeah, a couple birds here would be really big. Hopefully some removal. Alright, we find a bird. So we got 2 birds now. Into the Flood Maw is also a nice draw. I think Free the Fae might actually let us see the most cards here. Ooh, okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Getting back 4 birds and sending them to kill. Is killing both Kaitos the right move? Then we're taking 8. If they have anything they can flash in, we get in trouble. And this just gives them pretty bad attacks if we just make this play. And then next turn we should pretty easily be able to kill them with a Profs plus all these bounce spells. I guess if they have a removal spell? Because yeah, because we did kill something. Okay. So I should have maybe sent 3 birds at the Kaido. Now they can emblem again. I can't block this though, right? Yeah. Fire up these Mutavaults. We're gonna have to go block, or chump, I guess. Go to 3. I'm really hoping they don't kill our Phoenix here. That would be a problem. Okay, so that's 2 cards so far. Does it tell you? No, 2 cards. Consider 3 cards. 4 cards. 5 cards. 6 cards. So this should be exactly 18 damage. I hope I counted right. Oh, it's more. I totally counted wrong. And I set this up so that if they flash in the Brazen Borrower, we can bounce it and they lose. And if they have a removal spell, hopefully we can pierce it. All right. Post board, I think the easiest card to bring in would be these Disputes. I'm not very sold on the Lightning Axes. But maybe I want these like Prismari commands just to pick off their little guys and get some other value. I guess I'm just, yeah, I don't want to, and then Brotherhood's End actually also seems pretty good to pick off their little guys. I think Borrower seems pretty bad. Pierce seems kind of mid. Into the Flood Moss seems mid as well. All right, let's go with this. I don't know. I probably want some axes. Maybe the profs isn't that great against them. So this way we have 6 spot removal spells, the 2 Brotherhoods, and then 1 bounce spell. I think I feel pretty good about that. And I guess Demi-Lich lets you cast more removal spells as well, so we got that going on. Alright, this hand is pretty far from getting these Phoenixes into the graveyard. We don't have a second land or Artist Talent, which is pretty concerning. I think it's a mulligan. Alright, this hand I like more. I'll put back this this Lava Axe, and we'll go with this one. It's Mockingbird? Ooh, Mockingbird. This tells me they probably are ninjutsuing something pretty early on, but I think we have to take that risk. We need to find another land, as much as I would like that Brotherhood's End. So 1 Brotherhood's End is now on the bottom of our deck. Especially with, yeah, here comes the Moon Circuit Hacker. We're getting hacked. Have to bottom a bird. Don't like doing that. Alright, we're going to have to let them hit us with the Moon Circuit Hacker, but we do have Pierce and Dispute up, so at least we can feel, you know, a bit better about... Uh-oh. Okay, well we do have... we might have Pierce or Dispute up. One of them might be getting Thought Seized right now. They take Picklock Prankster. Yeah, with the Pierce and Dispute and the impulses known, I mean, they can play around it to an extent, and it means we're pretty far from treasure cruising. So I think that's a pretty reasonable play by our opponent. Get rid of Anoint with Affliction, which has pretty much no targets in our deck. Ooh, but we draw Picklock Prankster. Ooh. Yep, okay, so they get to play Hearse around Spell Pierce. Fairy Miscreant. We'll just concede this game. It wasn't meant to be. On 6, I would pretty much keep that all the time, but yeah, did not get there on that extra land and got punished. So now we saw Hearse. We know Prismari is good. The Pierce probably deserves its spot, more likely, and we can run this back. I mean, that is the thing with Demi-Lich, is that it's like, maybe it helps a little bit in game 1, but post-board, that could be a card that we're supposed to cut more often. In the matchups where we're cutting Axe, you do make your deck pretty reliant on Artist Talent with, like, no Shredders, so that's a little bit awkward. So overall, I'm not sure I'm sold on the Demi-Lich, but wanted to pressure test it. Probably just how good Demi-Lich is probably just directly is correlated with how often you have the Artist Talent early on. And I guess the argument can definitely be made that, like, when you have the Artist Talent early on, you're already in pretty good shape. So there's no reason to have Demi-Lich then. Ooh, Bin the Phoenix. This Moon Circuit Hacker is mildly annoying. I think I'll just take my... Basically, it's just a 1-for-1, but I'll take my Brotherhood's End here. Because otherwise, I don't really have a great play. Like, I would rather save the Prismari, I think, to blow up a Hearse, at least. Or like I can now, I guess I can shoot this Moon Circuit Hacker and do something there. Huh. Free the Fae. 6 cards, but only 5 of them are cards I want to discard. I guess my question is, do I want to... I kind of think maybe I just want a Prismari. I think I like Free the Fae. I guess for a bird, I will do this Axe. And then keep it back on defense because ninjutsu is pretty scary here. Like if they play the Mockingbird as a 1/1, my guess is they have a ninjutsu card in hand. Probably the Kaido, I guess. Yep, they do have the Kaido. So if we had attacked there, it would have gone pretty poorly. Alright, they go for the stun. Well, now we can, like, shoot Kaido for 2. And, loot, I guess. Let's start with a cruise, though. Oh, I meant to leave a spell. Hopefully that doesn't burn us. Next turn, I think we can probably bring back the Demi-Lich. Alright, and they scoop it up. So we are 1-0. Beat Blue-Black Ninjas. First impression of Demi-Lich, it's not that great. Yeah, I don't know if that's what it wants to be. I think another card that is worth trying in that slot is Temporal Trespass. Another one of those cards that is not great to see in your opening hand, but I do think when you have Artist Talent, you can afford to delve a lot more cards away, so the Trespass could be worth trying again. Or maybe we just want to keep it simple, keep it you know, as many of those cantrips as possible, and we can play maybe, I don't know, maybe one Shredder is fine. Another removal spell. No, I don't think another removal spell is what you want. You want more cards that help you, you know, kind of dig through your deck. Our opponent revealed Gigantha. I think this hand is pretty serviceable. I mean, we have an Axe, a Cantrip. We've got some very playable cards versus all the Gigantha decks. I think that, like, Pierce is pretty good here. Maybe I should have just Fiery Impulsed and waited on my cantrip, though. Ooh. Tough call. I'm going to hold off on the Artist Talent, trying to land a Pierce on the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. It's a pretty big swing when you do. Or Soul Cauldron is another card I'm happy to Pierce. Clean up this Blood Tithe. And come back to our turn pretty unscathed. Gotta feel good about that. Now we can get down this Artist Talent. And send it back. Alright, opponent ditches a tree to their blood token. They have another Soul Cauldron, gross. Very gross. I'm gonna level this artist talent. Right now, it's not a great return on investment, but I do think that down the line it may become one. Oh. Are we just dead? We're just dead. I just literally left ourselves dead on board to this Mutavault. Okay. That was awesome. It's not a good investment now. Now it doesn't look like a good play because we're gonna die immediately. But later, yeah. Okay, that was hilarious. I was like, why did they not do anything? Yeah, because they have Mutavault in play. Nice job. Nice job. Okay, so I think I like these cards. Not as excited about the Axe. I think actually Chandra's defeat is just better than Axe. So we'll do something like that. I think the Pierces are pretty live. I think the Flood Maws are not great. Could probably cut the Demi-Lich. The Borrower. I almost wonder if Negate is reasonable. Maybe this Axe is just not at all reasonable. We have the Prismaris and the Brotherhood's Ends also, so we have plenty of removal. Basically, 8 copies of removal spells, plus all these cantrips to find them, so yeah, I think this is reasonable. Mulligan, and yeah, this is a strong hand. I hate bottoming Phoenix, but I don't really think we can justify keeping it here over the land. Thoughtseize. Okay, goodbye, consider. Okay, Thoughtseize. Alright, another Fiery Impulse. Feeling impulsive. Will they just play Fable here? No, Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay. I'll shoot the Blood Tithe. I mean, if we draw an untapped land here, I'll just play my Phoenix and try to do something. Alright, opt. We bottom this land. Profs. Brotherhood Zone. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Discard tree. Alright, I mean, this Prismari command, draw 2, discard 2, maybe make a treasure, could set us up for a Phoenix. Alright, they're getting those trees in the yard. Here's Fable. Right now, I don't think they have an axe, but I guess we'll see. Profs. Or, sorry, not an axe. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. That's what I meant. I said axe. That's not really close. Alright, we'll blow up these things and then pass back. I mean, if they send in Hive of the Eye Tyrant, we can Fiery Impulse it. And then play a Phoenix and attack. Alright, and Hive it is. Ooh, that's really scary. That's really scary. Oh no. Please draw something good. Treasure Cruise. Oh, Free the Fae is really good. I can't complain about that. Get back. Another Free the Fae. Get back. A Consider. You might be in trouble though. Bin this. Yeah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. They can exile this bird. Or they let us have it. Does that mean we're gonna die? And this Fable. Because they have the combo here. They're gonna exile Tree of Perdition and Voldaren Thrillseeker and kill us. Yep, we're dead. Yeah, Cauldron. That's a scary card against us. And I was trying to dig for the removal spell there, but did not find it. So they're gonna walk away with the win here. Yep. GG's. So our life total becomes 4, and then we take 4. Prismari command. Yeah, that was a good match. I can't really say anything different about that. It was a good match. They got us. All right, let's do one more, and then we'll wrap up this video here. All right, we've got to turn to artist talent. Ooh, we're up against mono green. Rule number 1 against mono green: make sure to take out that elf. So we'll do that. Hopefully slow down the opponent's draw. We have another elf. I mean, this turn I don't think killing the elf is as important because they still could just play a land and have a 3-drop. So unless they're missing on mana, like, the elf isn't actually going to add that much value to their next turn because their deck is just mostly all 3-drops. Karn is banned, no 4-drop, right? This is actually one where the unsummon seems pretty great because we're not really looking to Celtic of Phoenix. We're not really looking to kill their old growth troll. That's actually usually pretty bad for us when we do that. So bouncing it is just going to be much better. Another old growth troll. Okay, take 5. Alright, I'll take a Brazen Borrower. Alright, start with Opt. I'll get rid of 1 Lightning Axe. Opt into Cruise to the bottom. Then let's cruise. Cruising as soon as possible usually is the right play because with a talent in play, like any phoenixes you draw, you want to then be able to loot those away. And then I guess let's go for mana efficiency. I think maybe this turn we can just do a bounce spell. Or should we do it into the flood? Should we borrower into the flood maw? Return. We could just brazen borrower here for the mana efficiency. And because I have so many cards in hand, I'm happy to discard there. And I'm going to try to race. And I mean, I don't really see blocking this old growth troll as ever being very good. So I'd rather just get in with these phoenixes. And like next turn we do have 2 profs, eidetic memories, that we could find that will pretty easily kill. Looking for profs. Double into the flood maw is probably good enough also, though. So we'll get this cruise off. Bounce this troll. Bounce this troll. Trying to avoid any, okay, there's the profs. Well, for this turn, we'll just put them down. Okay, so then for, I guess if they have like the trample guy, taking 5. No, we can attack with both birds here. I don't think they have any lines that net them lethal. I guess they probably do have some like Nykthos crazy lines, but we should be good most of the time here. Do we even have any spell pierces left? We do. I guess we can start by looking for one of those, or trying to look for one of those. I mean, there's no way they have anything, I think. I would be, oh, they could have, no, they can't channel Beseiju. They don't have the land. I was going to say, Beseiju is the one real card they could have here, but they can't have it. Okay, I guess we'll bring back this extra bird. And top this Pierce. Oh, I didn't actually bring back the bird. Doesn't matter. They're gonna die here. Okay, sideboarding. Don't love much, to be honest. I don't really like anything, really. Maybe like trim down an axe. Demi-Lich. Drake seems pretty playable. I guess, are these negates good? I mean, they're really just like a creature stompy deck these days, right? We probably actually don't mind our axes to kill some of their key stuff. I kind of just want to do something like this. Is that crazy? I don't think so. I think that's probably the right way to do it. They have a couple non-creature spells that are probably pretty annoying, but for the most part, I think that we just want to kind of try to go fast, do our own thing. I knew we had the Fiery Impulse on top, by the way. I mean, if they didn't have an elf, then there's no reason to hold up Fiery Impulse on turn 2 either, I don't think. Alright, let's take this Drake, because I do think that like the Drake will kill them really fast. We need 2 lands to find it, but with the artist talent in play, I mean, we'll have a pretty good shot. Yep, Invasion of Ixalan. That finds them Cavalier of Thorns. Kiora. Okay. Oh, do they have an elf now? They do. Okay. I guess let's start by Fiery Impulsing this. And I'm thinking maybe just... Oh my god, I just played a land first and I got so punished for playing that land. Because like there was no reason to play the Odawara. And if I hit that Spiral of Canal, that really definitely should change how I play this, I think. No, I don't think it does, actually. I'll just bounce this and discard the Spire Bluff. That was really poor. Sorry. That was definitely a big mistake. Like, if I play that, they replay Kiora. Next turn I slam Drake. Turn after that I go kind of crazy, I think. Should be very good for me, but maybe we'll rip an untapped red source. That was definitely a mistake. All right, Nykthos. It's a scary card. They're figuring out how they can make their get to an explosive turn the quickest. Another invasion of Ixalan. So they have the Cavalier in hand we know about. We can definitely discard one of these Drakes, because you really probably only need one to get the job done. Alright, we'll pick up this Opt, I guess. And then let's cruise. Oh wait, no, I need to Opt first. I'll get rid of this Axe. Flood Maw is nice. And then we can cruise, get back 2 birds, and kill the Kiora, which is huge. And I'll discard this River Glide. Alright, get back these birds. Kiora down. Next turn we can, like, maybe we actually wanted to save the land to be able to unsummon the Cavalier. Ooh, Outcaster. And then they're gonna get to draw a card off of it. Okay. Pelucranos. Fair play, fair play. I guess let's start with Free the Fae. Discarding. I'm just giving up on the Drakes, I think, at this point. Take Consider. Consider. Discard this land. Keep Cruise. Okay, I think we want to kill both of their guys. Discard Consider. And then we'll Axe this, discarding Steam Vents. No discard. Hit them for 6. And then I guess next turn the hope is we can find a Prof's Eidetic Memory, and that should finish them off. Alright, Legend Rule and Nykthos in. Where is this Prof's? We'll discard a Picklock. There's the Prof's. Discard the Spire Bluff. Draw. Bounce the Cavalier. Discard the Spire Bluff. Cast Opt. Discard the Picklock. Bottom. Cast Sleight of Hand. Discard Profs. Think this is it, but I'm not actually positive. So I guess we'll see how many counters end up going on. That was a lot of cards we just drew. Yep, wow. Always perfect, they say. We had 14 cards left in our deck, dude. I mean, how many... what combination of cards were not perfect there? We went through the whole deck. All right, so 2-1 in games. This deck, I mean, it feels really good. I'm gonna post my updated list on the Patreon. It's not gonna be playing Demi Lich. Here's a spoiler, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever, and see you later.